Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 148. Has Bitcoin bull market started? Binance CEO denies XRP insider trading, and Turkish bank integrates xCurrent. Now guys, if you're catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below where I want to know what you're thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us, once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description, guys. So is the link to all the other amazing articles that we cover in the stream. Happy Wednesday, middle of the week. I hope you're having a great first week of the year. That things are going amazing for you guys at your works, trading, whatever it is that you're doing. And yeah, let's get on with the analysis, right? In the market, let's see what's going on. We do have news today, so let me get into that scene over here. Now, the first article I do really like, it talks about Peter Brand. You know, we've talked about him before. He's a well-known trader around the world. Anyways, Peter Brand is apparently among those who believe that the new Bitcoin bull market has already started. In his new tweet, he gives 3 reasons why that might be the case. And then the tweet goes on to say, has a new bull market began in Bitcoin? 1, market held support at lower boundaries for multi-year channel. Check. Small head and shoulders bottom on the daily chart. Yes. And pending penetration of the 6+ month channel. If enough crypto cultists have been checking out since December 17th, then yes. If not, then no. Now, the question here, and we've talked about that channel. I'll show the tweet actually and see if we can see the images here. This is a 6-month downsloping channel. He's looking at this on logarithmic scale, and we'll look at that also when we do the analysis. Now, looking at this channel, we've seen that since June, right? We have been on this downsloping channel. We've kind of pierced it, but right now I would say we're retracing today. It's yet to be seen whether or not we're holding it as support. I bet we probably broke below it again, but we'll see that once we look at the stream. And then the other one is that this major, right, also on log scale, this major uptrend, multi-year, right, since 2014. On an uptrend, and we kind of bounced down here and rallied to higher prices. Okay, that also happened, and we talked about that also in another stream. So if you guys saw that before, then yeah, that's the news that I want to cover. Now on to the next article, right? It's just because we also talked about that small head and shoulders, and he also came with that on the article that came out today, right? So on to this news by Ripple. This is FUD, guys. Okay, this is fake news. It's just pure speculation. It does go on to say that Ripple CEO buys Bitcoin with XRP and that's been dumped on retail, and that was said by Adam Back. He is the CEO of Blockstream, and he recently attempted to unfold the mystery of Ripple's XRP sales that surpassed 1.2 billion. In his tweet, he made a wild claim that Ripple's CEO Brad Garlinghouse was stacking sats with pre-mined XRP tokens that he dumps on retail investors. Again, like I said, this is fake. And it's not fun. It's not well-founded argument. He says he's likely pro-Bitcoin, though he's probably stacking Bitcoin with the pre-mined XRP dumped on retail. That was a tweet. Anyways, Bitcoin maximalists are most certainly not the camp you want to ask for an objective take on Ripple. As reported by You Today, former Bitcoin core developer Peter Todd recently compared to the Brad Garlinghouse-helmed blockchain company, so Ripple, to the biotech scam Theranos. However, Garlinghouse is indeed pro-Bitcoin. During his June interview with Fortune, he revealed that he was long on Bitcoin, and we know that, right? Unlike many Melton members of the crypto community, Garlinghouse doesn't see Bitcoin and XRP as direct competitors, since the former is now working as a store of value. And the fact you can hold many cryptos, right? You don't have to follow one. It's not football. It's not baseball. You don't have to just go for one team. Here you can hold many different assets. It's not like in the stock market, right? You want to diversify your portfolio. You also want to have it diversified on crypto, right? Fanatism of just one coin, it's probably not going to lead to anywhere good for the crypto space, right? We have to accept that there's different coins that do different things, and each one does each different thing a little bit better. And there's going to be new coins that come out that are going to try to improve on those things that the coins are already doing. And we will see different things happen from there. Anyways, apart from having a 6.3% stake on Ripple, Brad Garlinghouse owns an impressive stash of XRP tokens that landed him on the list of the richest people in the world with a net worth of $9.5 billion back in January 2018. And after the drastic decline of XRP price, Garlinghouse fortune took a hit, and him and former Ripple CEO Chris Larsen remain the only crypto billionaires in Forbes 400 list. Now, we do have this other article, and it's from the XRP Arcade. This is an article from a website that is owned by Leonidas. He's on Twitter. He's a really cool guy. He does have really good information regarding Ripple particularly. And he just says a Turkish bank integrated xCurrent, right? And this Turkish bank apparently is tied to the Kuwait Finance House, which are already working with Ripple. So again, they're working with xCurrent, right? They're using the solution that uses fiat to begin with, but it's enabled so that you could use XRP at some point in time. So right now they are probably going to start up with the fiat option and then probably move on to the blockchain option, right? To the crypto option. Anyways, I just want to mention this real quick as a side article. I do like his website. His articles are very short and to the point. So yeah. Anyways, on Litecoin, BlockFi announced today support for Litecoin and the stablecoin USDC. Users can now earn compounding interest when holding either cryptocurrency, which is pretty good, right? That's interest every day you get paid interest on, and then that interest goes back in and earns you more interest. So again, compounded interest is very, very good, right? It keeps on earning and earning and earning, and it's good for you as a holder of something that pays compound interest. Anyways, according to a press release shared with Crypto Briefing, the company will now serve trading pairs between USDC, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and GUSD, so Gemini US dollar. Users can trade any of these cryptocurrencies with no fees. Still, and as the DeFi movement continues to gain steam, users will likely be most attracted to the highly competitive interest rates on offer, right? So BlockFi boasts an initial annual percentage yield of 3.8% with Litecoin via the BlockFi interest account, and this figure reaches 8.6% for users holding USDC. Now, these rates are contingent on the market conditions and the company's terms of services. Interest accounts are also subject to withdrawal limits based on the cryptocurrency in question. The maximum withdrawal limit for Bitcoin is 100 Bitcoin over a month-long period, for example. So again, it's not nice that your investment is tied, but it's kind of nice that you're at least getting paid interest on your crypto. If you just have it sitting there and it's somewhere that you want to put it to use, right, to at least generate some more money during the bear markets or during other, or at least while you're hodling, it'll still generate you something. But then again, you will fall into that whole thing that not your keys, not your crypto. So someone else is holding it. It's subject to, or potentially it could be hacked. And then you can say bye-bye to your crypto, right? Unless they are insured and they can really cover that. It's like having your money on an exchange to a certain extent. Anyways, on to the next article. Binance CEO denies XRP insider trading. Litecoin futures addition suggests otherwise. Now, suggestions of possible insider trading have been denied by Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, and who labeled it as FUD basically, while explaining that the contracts are added to the API ahead of time and are visible to all. So still, the movement of Litecoin price compared to the XRP a few hours preceding the announcement seemed to suggest otherwise. The announcement of the futures on January 6th for XRP managed to reverse its bearish momentum and experience rapid gains. Now, these gains began a few hours before the official announcement was made, which Xiao claims was due to the API. Now, just an hour after XRP announcement, the order books were stacked with 400 million on both sides. The rise was, however, short-lived as XRP price came quickly crashing down against Bitcoin, and we kind of saw that happening with the market, right? So yesterday, prices still went up, but Ethereum and not just Ripple went down, but Ethereum also went down a little bit. Anyways, Xiao still maintains that there was no suspicious price action related to the XRP announcement, and explained that such a movement should be expected as XRP is a top 10 crypto that is traded on multiple exchanges with high liquidity. Since the XRP announcement, 2 more coins have joined the ranks of Binance futures platform, EOS and Litecoin. However, these coins show very different charts to that of XRP. Litecoin, the most recent edition, has been showing steady growth over the last 7 days, with a significant smaller spike in price preceding the Binance announcement, and the same can be said for EOS. Now, the lack of any strange pump on EOS and Litecoin preceding and following the announcements on the Binance future platforms is starkly contrasted with the action seen on XRP charts, and the issue of XRP price rising before the announcement was made official could be explained by a number of other factors, but the fact that the price suddenly dumped soon after it came out, right, does raise more suspicions about the price manipulation. Now, what do you guys think? Do you guys think there was manipulation going on? Do you guys think there was some insider information coming out? Maybe someone leaked at Binance that they're going to list XRP on the futures, and maybe that could have been part of the rise of XRP, right? And yeah, maybe people dumped right after, right? So it's one of those buy the rumors, sell the news kind of things. Anyways, potentially could be. So again, I'm not really going to call it FUD, but I will call it speculative as an article. we have known that Binance is probably doing some shady stuff. There has been discussion about that before, but again, they're one of the largest trading houses, so yeah, I guess good for them, right? Anyways, on the next article, Binance adds near instant UK pound payments in latest fiat expansion. So Binance has added a flurry of new fiat options since the first of the year, including faster payments for UK pounds bearing customers. Binance announced Wednesday the addition comes via a new partnership with fiat-to-fiat crypto payment provider Banxa, which also allows the firm to offer Australian dollars euro purchases directly from Binance website. Now, the firm notes that the euro option is available in selected European countries initially, and the announcement comes just days after the exchange said it was supposed to deposit in open deposits in Thai baht via partnership with API solutions provider Satang Corp. It's S-A-T-A-N-G, not Satan, but Satang Corp, as well as fiat gateways to Polish zloty and Swedish krona. All told, the firm's fiat payments options now come to 21 currencies after a shift away from purely crypto to crypto trading that kicked off last autumn. Now, Champagne said in an announcement that he believed that fiat will coexist with crypto for a long time to come. Well, yeah, no doubt. It's like people are not going to dump fiat to move on to crypto overnight. So, yeah, it's going to have a long coexistence. He is not discovering anything new with that statement. Anyways, more than 99.9% of the global money supply is still in fiat, and we need to continue building bridges to enable easier flow into crypto. I'm not sure where he's getting that data from. I'm not sure if it's really 99.9% of the global money supply being in fiat, but I could say that a lot of money supply is in fiat, but also a lot of money in crypto, right? If you consider the value of the crypto market and compare it with other markets, and you can definitely tell that there's probably a lot more than 99.9%, right? Anyways, the Binance news, the exchange says it has put a 1 million of its Binance token to kickstart a donations program that will fund relief for areas hit by Australia's bushfires. Supporters can make donations in Binance via a dedicated web link that can be found on the article. Anyways, that's it for the news. I do believe that it's nice that they're doing this, right? Having a place where people can go and donate crypto so that it arrives at these locations where it's right now very needed. If you haven't followed these news regarding the bushfires, there is a lot of damage that's being done to Australia. A lot of animals have died. Some people have also died. A lot of properties have been lost. And there was also this article about a model that was selling pictures. For every $10 you donated, she was supposed to send you a nude picture. And she apparently raised it. This article is conflicting though, because she apparently raised between $700,000 and $500,000 for Australia's relief, right? So to help with those damages that are happening in Australia. So again, it's nice when companies do take that high ground and certainly open these charitable options for people to be able to donate. Let's move on to the market analysis. We'll do that with our intro, and we'll come back to this other screen and have the analysis ready, right? Let's move.
Estás con tus amigos. La música está sonando y no.
Sorry. Why is it not happening? Oh, there we go. That wasn't happening. Anyways. Cool. Let's see what's happening with the cryptosphere, right? 2 days ago, we had money coming in. Yesterday, money going out slightly from 210.24 billion, closing at 207.20 billion, a $3.31 billion move to the downside of 1.57%. Now, right now, we're still going down, sitting at 204.34 billion, 205.27 billion, a $1.92 billion move to the downside, or 0.93%. Now, why did we go down? Part of the reason that we're going down is, or probably part of the reason why oil price also went down, is because apparently after Trump's announcement that Iraq, I can't remember where it was, seemed to be calming down. I think it was Iran. That they seemed to be coming down with the threats that they were making. That is certainly relieving some of the pressure, and probably people are going to look for different options instead of just crypto, and that could partially be part of the reason why we're seeing money flow out of the cryptosphere. De-escalating geopolitical tensions usually tend to have that effect, and money could potentially flow back into the stock market, right? So let's go on to buying Bitcoin dominance. What's happening? Yesterday, Bitcoin dominance rose, man. Hitting the top part of the channel. I'll just adjust a little bit. It's still down sloping, but I'm glad it retreated. Still above 70%. Yesterday from an opening of 70.34, closing at 70.44. So then moving to the upside. 0.18%. Right now moving down 0.27%, sitting at 70.26. And I really want this to go down a lot more. It's better for the cryptosphere. Like I always say, that the pie is better divided. Now let's go on to Bitcoin. What is happening with Bitcoin dominance? 7,000, sorry, not Bitcoin dominance, sitting at $7,959.21. Price of Bitcoin. Let's look at the other chart, right? We did rally nicely, almost hitting that. We might have hit it, man. Let me see. This high was 8,463. This was 8,473. So $10 off, and I think it was $20 off almost from our high here. 8,481. So almost $20 off against our measure move. And again, this could be a pinpointing thing where if I move it slightly down, we really get closer again. But really, we got to that area where we knew we were potentially going to move to lower prices. Plus the fact that we had developed divergence on the shorter scales. It's also playing on this price action to the downside. We did talk about potentials to the upside. Again, like I said, I'm not 100%, even though Peter Brandt says this, and I'll show you that on the log scale. Just let me open this chart that I can do this with. I really don't care if I mess up this chart. I'll just change everything to log scale. You'll see that chart looks a little bit different. If we look at this, this will be linear scale. This will be log scale. Again, what is log scale? Again, look at this. You start doubling every time you go up, right? So you go on the price, you would go 11, 22, 44, 88, etc., etc. You would keep on doubling every time you go up, so that the moves are indicated in the same equal percentage. So every time you double would be a potential move, right? Anyways, on the larger scale, let me see if I can make this even smaller. I can't, but you can see that we're within an uptrend, right? I'll do this on the weekly. I might be able to draw that line. I'm not sure if Peter Brandt was looking at this on the weekly. But I'll draw it on the weekly just so you guys can see it, right? I'll do that there, and now you really use this to adjust. There we go. Well, we'll take it from this one even, man. I think he was using on the tweet that we saw. Right, I'll go to the tweet again and make sure we're looking at the same stuff that he was looking at. So I can explain you. I had already this drawn before I cleared the charts, and now I just went all to hell, right? So he was using the top line as the main line, and then using the bottom as the baseline. I can tell by the way he's anchoring. Now he was looking at 2013 almost. So we'll also take it from 2013 and onwards, right? Now different charts do tend to give different results for. We did from here to here on the tops, and then. Why is it not letting me move to the bottom? Weird. Really not letting me move to the bottom. Let me get rid of this channel. It should let me know. Why? Why are you not letting me move? Top. What? Are you serious? Why is this being weird, man? It's locking me in here. So let me hide the boundary bands. It might make it easier for me. Yeah, it's not really letting me move this channel again. Very, very awkward. And I really want to get this a little bit more inclined. Linear scale is so freaking weird, man. It's good to use it sometimes, but I don't like it very much. Again, it's good to let me move stuff to the upside, but really doesn't want to let me move it to the downside. Why? Why are you not letting me do this? Damn use. And now if I want to shift it, it's not going to let me see. It makes it all freaking weird and wonky. Anyways, for some reason, this really doesn't want to play ball right now. But we'll take Peter Brandt's analysis for what it is and believe him, right? Because I do believe that guy. Fuck this, man. Oh, there we go. So freaking awkward. Let me do this right. There we go. There we go. This might be it. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Anyways, we kind of use this as support, right? We bounced once, 2 times, 3 times, and using it as support still and bouncing from there. Now, if you can tell on Peter Brandt's, we have 1, 2, 3 times and bouncing from there. Just my chart's probably off a little bit. But again, we talked about this before. If I go to linear scale, it'll just look like a straight line. And we have discussed that before. On linear scale, though, on this other line that I had back here, and this I had from way back when, you can look at the older streams and you'll see that this is still here from there, from that time. Even on linear scale, you can see that we kind of broke out of this, right? Fake breakout, and then we reversed, and now we're back in. That'll be what happened. Now on Peter Brandt's version, now this is another version that I have that is a little bit more open, anchoring from the bottom. Again, you can anchor differently, depends on what you're looking at on the market. I like this one a little bit right now. But if we go on linear scale again to look at that, on log scale, it will look slightly different, right? You can see that we're still anchoring more or less the same, but really kind of breaking out slightly from here, even though our anchor point on the bottom is probably this one over here. And we're slightly breaking out, but again, we're retreating, and we knew that was a possibility, right? I'm looking at it in the weekly, that's why. Daily, there we go. See, we kind of retreated and breaking back into this channel again. That sometimes happens. It's not really something that's too weird to see that, right? But again, next couple of days are going to determine whether or not we're going to break out of this down-sloping channel. If we do, a little bit more bullish sentiment could come into the market. Breaking back into it would be slightly more bearish sentiment coming back into the market. So again, different stuff, different ways to look at stuff, right? So I do like this chart, like I said. They get shifted every time I do something, man. That's weird. There we go. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Awesome, man. There we go. Great. Anyways, what are we doing on Bitcoin, right? We were over here. We're calling hidden bearish against the RSI, and we said potential price continuation. We started to break down, right? We're up here yesterday, and I kind of mentioned it, and we do have it on the daily. So we're slightly breaking down. It will be from way back here, though, and we wouldn't have it on the RSI. On the RSI, we're actually going lower than the previous high and higher than our previous more immediate high as well. So again, contango. We say we're going with the market. And over here, we're going well below the market, right? Sitting bought on the RSI at 62.71, and really nothing else developing. If you were to consider this an impulse up, where downsloping consolidation would happen, and then we could try to rally again, and we'll see whether or not we make more divergence before we actually break down, right? If we want to look at this bullish. Now, let's go to the 4 hours. What is happening on the 4 hours? We weren't calling divergence up here because we didn't have it. We're calling it here. We kind of moved to the downside a little bit, flirting with that 7,531, then really moving up, breaking that 8,240, and then breaking back down and holding 7,000 or 8,000. We're battling for that area right now, the 8,000, right? A psychological support and resistance. Now, where are we at? We're sitting neutral on the RSI at 56.78, and really nothing else happening, right? High, higher, high, right? Higher on the RSI, more positive momentum, so really nothing happening on the 4 hours. Starting to create a negative momentum, though, and if you want to look at this differently, if you want to anchor, if we were to do this, we were anchored from back here, right? Our previous negative momentum island. So we were going low, higher, right, higher, low. So less negative momentum and higher low, right, on the price. But if you want to look at it from this previous low, you would be anchoring from here. And I wouldn't recommend it, though. It's better if you go to the previous island, and that's where I would take my anchor point. So really nothing happening here on the 4 hours, right? And you're just seeing some indecision. So let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, what's happening? We had divergence. We called it out yesterday, right? This was at 6 p.m. We're over here on the stream at 9 p.m. We said divergence, potential price action to the downside. Look, we kept on running. We tried to rally again, but failed. And then we kind of just dropped very, very slightly. Let's look at where we're at against the 20-minute. We're below that 20-minute on the daily, above that 20-minute, the 4 hours. We kind of used it as support and bounced. And on the daily, we're still well above it. So I'm happy about this. I'm happy about the way this is looking, though. I'm not 100% convinced we've done with the bear trend, like I told you guys yesterday. And if you don't know why, you can look at it at yesterday's video, right? Or you can ask on the chat. I'm not sure how many people I have watching right now. I don't have the stats open. We are creating bullish divergence, though. It's not letting me anchor. There we go. So we're going slightly lower, and we're going less negative momentum, also higher on the RSI. But our bullish impulse is not playing in yet, so we have to wait for this to maybe develop a little bit more. We create a little bit more divergence, and then we try to rally, right? That's what I would be looking at right now at Bitcoin. Right, that hidden bullish. Sorry, not hidden bullish, that's strong bullish. And we'll see whether or not this plays out, though. right? That's it for Bitcoin. Let's move on to starting neutral on the RSI, sorry, at 41.42. And just make sure real quick this stays here on the 1 hour. See, it wants to go to the 4 hours. Why does this stuff happens every day, man? Every day. Every day this happens, man. It's so freaking weird. Let's go to Ethereum, man. Ethereum dominance on the daily. Ethereum dropping yesterday in dominance, 0.13%. Right now, trying to gain it though, 0.16. Indecision going on as to where the market wants to do. Sitting at 7.41% of market cap, 42. Ethereum $139.82. Again, impulse up, down sloping consolidation apparently happening. If we were to consider this in our last impulse, we're kind of undoing halfway. So price action to the downside, right? We're going higher still. Every side, we did go higher than here. I do believe. Let's see. Zoom. No, we're slightly lower still. Let me look at this close, this opening. 144.92. 143. No, 144.37. So very, very slightly lower and going higher. Again, you could certainly call it hidden bearish. I wouldn't feel too confident though because it's too far back, and this is almost negligible, the difference. It's just a couple cents off. Very, very small difference. But again, if we were to do that, this would just come the new anchor. This will become the new anchor for this yellow line, and then this will become this new anchor for the yellow line, and create that hidden bearish that could potentially be breaking us down. We do have bearish signals happening on the shorter time scales that I much rather rely on than looking at this from way back here. Anyway, sitting neutral on the RSI 54.07. So let's go to the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, we had divergence bearish. We were up here yesterday when we were doing the stream. Went slightly lower still, but still higher than our previous high. Again, creating this divergence, right? Strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside again. Breaking below that 20 MA. We kind of held it for a candle slightly. And then we broke below it. And right now we're using it as resistance. You can see twice. We kind of touched it and rejecting. It's not the best looking when that happens. You want to kind of pop back above it. But right now that's what we have to play with. And that's what we have going on. So what else is happening here? Let's see. This will be 51, 71. So definitely we're creating a more negative momentum, right? And we're also going much higher on the price. So a hidden bullish starting to happen, price continuation, and potentially part of the reason why we're seeing this pump happening, or this micro pump happening, although it's being undone right now. Part of it is being undone. Do we have it on the RSI? No, we don't have it on the RSI, right? We're going higher on the RSI, so we're congruent with the price. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 50.86. Let's go to the 1 hour. Again, shit from the 4 hours coming here, man. Sorry, guys. Don't really want to curse, but it's just so freaking annoying. Sorry, I meant to send this to the 4 hours. All this stuff just doesn't stay where it's supposed to, and really just keeps on shifting charts every day, man. Every day is the same thing. I have to clean the charts. Didn't I just send this to the 4 hours? Oh, maybe I missed this one. There we go. All right. So this was yesterday. We kind of had divergence, price action to the downside. Then we rallied, went to a higher high, right? More positive momentum. We didn't develop any divergence, but again, Bitcoin kind of dropped. And, you know, we're kind of expecting a pullback after this. I think we were around here during the stream, yeah. And Bitcoin kept on dropping, so obviously this kept on moving down. Again, using the 20 MA as resistance on the 1 hour, rejecting the higher prices. And let's see if we're making something. 67, 68. Slightly lower on the RSI, so no bearish divergence, so no bullish divergence. Also nothing from the previous island. Same stuff happening here. Let's see. This would be 34.23 on the RSI, and this would be 34.13, so lower on the RSI as well. Sitting neutral on the RSI right now at 43.03. I'll just say that we're following Bitcoin, right? And right now we seem to gap down. I'm gonna look at this chart. Let me see if I see something different happening here. Here it's a little bit more noticeable that we're going much lower on that negative momentum. So this chart is a little bit better probably. Although we're starting to create positive momentum, it's not the strongest looking right now. Sitting below that 20 MA, like I said, once, twice, rejecting it. So let's go on to XRP. What is happening with the XRP, man? On the daily. Yesterday losing dominance, 1.49%. Right now trying to gain a little bit, 0.33. Sitting at 4.35% of market cap. Price of XRP, 20 cents, 20.647 cents to be a little bit more precise. We said we were probably making a pennant. Obviously, the day kept on developing. We were making a downsloping channel of sorts. Maybe falling wedge, right? You could say. It looks a little bit more like a falling wedge right now on the daily. And again, positive momentum starting to decrease, sitting neutral on the RSI at 52.35. Nothing else that I can see developing here. So let's go to the shorter time scale. Let's go to the 4 hours. We file back into this yellow area of support resistance. See how we used it as support a little bit? And then we just kind of fell below it, and then it's not the best. Still below 20 MA, contraction on the Bollinger Band starting to happen. More negative momentum than our previous low, definitely, right? So low, higher low. Negative momentum, much more negative momentum. On the RSI, we don't have that happening. And again, neutral on the RSI at 49.68. Did we develop divergence? No, not in the 4 hours. I think on the 1 hour we had bearish divergence that broke us down, and probably playing off that a little bit more right now. Did I call the RSI neutral at 49.68? The 1 hour, let's see what's happening. Right, so higher, less negative momentum. I'm pretty sure we drew this one yesterday, and for some reason I don't have it here. I've been losing stuff from my charts sometimes. It's just annoying because I'm positive we call this one. Anyways, divergence breaking us to the downside again. That's fine. Negative momentum going lower, less negative momentum, starting to create bullish divergence, strong right on the 1 hour. I'll just make sure. And again, this probably won't. Yeah, this is gonna stay on the 1 hour. That's freaking weird. Going much lower on the RSI. It's sitting neutral on the RSI at 40.34 right now. So again, not much happening yet. This bullish divergence really not playing up strong. Here we didn't even get to the 20 MA before we started rejecting higher prices. Let's want to see how this keeps on developing. And though, like I said, I'm not 100% sure the bull market is on until we get it above that 200 simple moving average. I just want to see something with Ethereum. Sorry, that I think did I miss this? Low, lower, low, more negative momentum. No, just Ripple has that. Yeah, Ripple just has that. Anyways, that's it for Ripple, for XRP. Let's go into Litecoin. The Litecoin, what is happening with it? Litecoin yesterday, price action to downside 0.77%. Right now, moving up 0.55%. Sitting at 1.40% of market cap. Price of Litecoin, $45.16. Very nice recovery. Started to fail those last 2 days, though, moving down a little bit. So what's happening? Could we be making? Yeah, probably. Not really. We're not making any divergence from here. We're definitely going much higher, and we're not keeping on with that hidden bearish divergence that we're making. Here it played down, and we kind of bounced with Bitcoin and everyone else. So we rejected the mid part of the channel, right? We kind of hit it and bounced from that. Right now we're still moving down though, but a little bit more with a little bit less strength apparently. Sitting neutral on the RSI at 56.42. Nothing else I can trace here, man. Let's go to the 4 hours. In the 4 hours, we might get tongue twisted. We might get better clues. We're creating divergence, right? We called this one out yesterday. Bearish divergence, strong potential, or neutral, I believe it was. 22, 23. What? 22, 22. When did I anchor this one from? Back here. 23. So slightly lower, going higher. Again, strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. We did call it yesterday. We said watch out for it. It could play out. Look, it played out beautifully. Breaking below at 20 MA. Try to go above it twice, hitting it and rejecting higher prices. So again, not the strongest looking right now for Litecoin. Negative momentum starting to build. Is it much more than our previous one? Let's see. This would be negative 22, negative 26. So not yet. We're not creating that hidden bullish. We're going neutral on the other side, 51.30. Now let's move to the 1 hour. And apparently my charts are getting stuck. Let's see what happens. Really? Charts? This is how you're gonna do me now? Apparently we're in the 1 hour now. I just can't move. There we go. Awesome. So this obviously went to the 4 hours to show there. No, we didn't. So I had no. Okay, cool. So divergence, price action to the downside, played out bullish, hidden bullish. Price action continuation to the upside. We're in an uptrend. So it put out beautifully. We were talking about potential flag here developing, right? A apparently became a channel, right? And then breaking down just with Bitcoin and everyone else. And that's really fine, man. Nothing there. We're going lower than our previous low, right? With more negative momentum. That's fine. We're just taking a lot of negative momentum to get a little bit lower, right? Not even that much lower. And much lower on the RSI as well. Right now we're trying to bounce. So seeing some indecision happening here. Apparently upsloping channel after that impulse down. If I were to anchor this, man, where would I take it from? I would take this one from here. And probably this one from here, right? And it would be like a rising wedge, and those usually break to the downside. So let's wait and see how this keeps on building for Litecoin, right? That's what I would call it at right now. Sitting neutral on there is at 40.62. Let's go to the Binance. Are we there yet? Yeah, awesome. Binance on the daily. What is happening? Yesterday losing dominance, so 1.91%. Right now gaining dominance, 0.32%. Sitting at 1.09% of market cap. Binance sitting at $14.47. We had divergence, breaking to the downside again, hidden bearish. And that's it. We haven't done much yet. Sitting neutral on there is at 52.87. Let's go to the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, this is from the 1 hour, man. See all this stuff that I tell you guys keeps on popping here? It just makes it so weird when I look at my charts, man. This, it belongs with this one, right? It makes no sense where it's at. And then this one would belong with this one. That also makes sense where it doesn't make sense where it's at. So again, let's clear these charts real quick. Send all this stuff back to its 1 hour counter time frame. This one's also from the 1 hour. Again, all this keeps popping here, man. Every day is cleanup, man. Every day is cleanup with these charts, right? There we go. Awesome. Now we just missed this one, and we're clean finally. Okay, cool. So we had divergence, price action to the downside, breaking down again as expected. Beautifully played. Strong bearish divergence. When it was going to have an impulse down again, trying to undo some and rejecting at the 20 MA once, twice again, making negative momentum. Are we making more negative momentum? No. 858.902. So we still haven't made more negative momentum yet. The other Seto Kiba. I still don't know about the main 14 halving yet. Yes, I do know about the main 14 halving. I'm not sure what effect it's going to have. Litecoin didn't fare too well. A halving event doesn't cut the existing supply of Bitcoin, as many people claim. It just cuts the amount that gets mined by half. So the supply of Bitcoin stays the same on the market, right? So you'll just be able to mine less. It'll take you longer to mine that. The rest of the Bitcoin that's there, but the existing supply will still be in circulation. Therefore, we still don't know what impact it's going to have, man. And just as we don't know what's really going to happen politically. Have I seen the chart 2 months later? No. When was the last halving event, man? I don't have it on mind right now. But I would look at the Bitcoin chart as soon as I finish with Binance for sure. If you get me the month when the last halving was, I would look at the chart 2 months after. Yeah, it's cool. Shoot me the date and I'll look at it, brother, for sure. Just let me finish Binance real quick. I'm at the 4 hours. I'll do the 1 hour and then I'll look at Bitcoin again. So every 4 years. Okay, cool. I'll look at the last halving date. I want to see the date so I can know precisely when it was. I'll check it out here on the side. Just give me 1 second. Last Bitcoin halving happened July 2016. So, all right, cool. I'll look at July 2016. Just let me finish this real quick, though. So we're breaking down on divergence that we called yesterday. Very nice. Sitting at neutral on the RSI at 49.30. Really nothing else happening afterwards, right? Let's go to the 1 hour. And when we had divergence, different ones, right, playing out. One against the RSI, the other one against the MACD. That's why we have different lines here. Again, breaking the downside on this one, also breaking the downside on this one. Playing much stronger of the second one of the RSI, right? Right now, impulsing down below that 20 MA. We haven't really touched it again to try to get above it. We're really going lower than our previous low, right? Immediately, right? And or even our more immediate major low. And we're going more negative momentum, also lower on the RSI. Really not creating divergence. I am concerned that we are creating divergence on the RSI. This will be 31.25, 30.79, so slightly lower still. Again, no bullish divergence happening. Bouncing because the market is bouncing. So when I see the log chart is there, awesome, man. I'll check that out. Thanks for being here, man. I do appreciate the other Seto Kaiva. Hope that you liked our channel. I do have luck scale on, man. So let's see. Let me go on the daily, and then let's look at, you said July 2016. So July 2016, we did a spike to the downside, right after the halving, apparently, right, the next 2 months, and then we started to pick up a rally that ushered the last bull run. So let's look at the previous Bitcoin halving event so that we can know what happened. So I'll look for Bitcoin halvings. When is the halvings? When were? I want to look at the past halvings, man. I guess historical halvings might give me that, I guess. Let's see what's happening here. Why is it not really giving me that information, man? I want to know when the previous halving was to that. So he said every 4 years, so we'll go to 2012. Do we have it on this chart? No, we don't have it on this chart. Let's look at this chart. I do believe this one's one that has it. Awesome possum, man. Easy peasy. 2012, right? So let's say, I'm not sure when we have to, but let's say we have to here on, he said, yeah, maybe somewhere around here. So we did bring a rally and a drop on August, right? And then we ushered the, okay, yeah, man, I guess if you're, what you're trying to say is that every halving event does bring a much major move to the upside later on that keeps on developing. Yes, Seto, the other Seto Kaiva, I could agree with you that it could happen, although right now we should take the market a day at a time, right? We still are not outside of the bearish territory until we get above that 200 simple moving average, and that's what I would say, right? In this channel, I don't do long-term predictions. I do concentrate on what's happening with the market, and certainly with the long-term outlook. But if you want to do a prediction, find someone that can predict exactly what's going to happen tomorrow, 2 days from now, 3 days from now, a week from now, a year from now, and then I'll believe that guy. But no one has that power. Everything you can do, all you can do is kind of project and base yourself on statistical data to kind of gauge where the price might be and look for supports and resistances but saying what's going to happen with the halving event when we don't know what's going to happen with the geopolitical instability that we're seeing right now. And with the major macroeconomic panorama in the next couple months, I would say it would be irresponsible to just say that halving is going to usher another rising. I'm not saying it's not going to do it. I'm just saying right now it would be responsible. I guess we should wait for it to happen and then see what's going to happen then. Like I said, Litecoin had its halving event on, I think it was September last year, and it didn't do much, right? Even XLamp went as far as burning half its supply, and it didn't do much either, right? It kind of raised 2 cents, and that's about it. So other than that, I guess if there's yeah, thank you guys for being here, man. I do appreciate it. Thank you for showing up for this awesome stream. I do like each and every one of you, and I thank you for showing up to our stream. I did have something here I was fidgeting with. Yeah. So I guess, yeah, Seto Kaiva left us. Awesome. So, yeah, that's it for tonight, guys, I guess. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. Again, this is the State of Crypto, guys. I'm going to log off right now. I guess we don't have a lot of people here, so, and there's not a lot of chat happening, so I think I'm just going to call it a stream for tonight, guys. Again, like I said, if you like what we do, you know what to do, right? Hit that like, that button, sub, that bell so you're notified when we go live. This is the State of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. It's been a pleasure hosting you this Wednesday night. Again, if you like what we do, talk about crypto to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers. Let them know that we are here. I do believe we're a good intro channel for crypto and to get people started on the cryptosphere. We're very fair with the articles that we cover. We're also fair with the analysis that we do. We're quite accurate on our price targets and predictions. So again, if you like what we do, guys, and you want to support the channel to help us bring in more awareness to it, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy your Wednesday night. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of the State of Crypto. That's going to be all for tonight. Again, thank you very, very much for being here with me and sharing this night of analysis and news. Awesome, guys. I'll catch you tomorrow.